play that. Friday. Friday night, baby. Talk about the music. What do those songs mean to you? Yo, what? Yeah. T carry, right? What? Yeah. Let's get funky. Friday, free yourself. Yeah. Yeah, yo. Hit the like button, y'all. We rock on Friday. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the daily. It's the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. Tonight, we talk about that music that got you through the hard times. Yeah, violence and all the crime. The kind you said if they played it now, it would be like a movie, yeah, somehow. Yo, I need this song to get me through. And if I don't hear it, I think it's going to get a lot worse. I wish somebody would come pick a verse. It reminds me of the ghost face. Yeah, all I got is you. And I'm so glad that we made it through. Uh, 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 uh. What would 94 would be without Stillmatic from Nas? What would 1996 would be without Prize? Prize from the Fugees. Yo, don't shoot me. You know I'm talking about Lauryn Hill. Got skills. Yeah, killing me softly. Killing me softly. You understand? We talking about how this music affect you and all the times that you felt that if I don't hear songs on the radio, I'ma melt. Yo, DJ, play that. I'm in the 12th grade. Yo, say that. Yo, gotta hear my song, cause without it, the day is too long. Coming on strong, making sure I'm hot. Yo, or whether I like it a lot or just like it a little bit. Top 10. Yo, we going to get this thing through. And then everything is going to work out fine. Let's get it off. We're going to make the show hard, but we still soft. Everything ain't gotta be rigid. Yo, I ain't gonna burn bridges. Just make sure that we all unify. Yo, put down your beers and weed, we ain't high. But if you gotta smoke or drink a Coke with a little rum, yo, go and get some. Yeah, my name is Sun752. Yeah, every day we ride through and make sure this thing's heated like a sauna. Yeah, you think that I wasn't be hot? Yeah, I'm gonna make these little sounds. Make sure that we break it down. What? Don't spam, baby. Don't spam, baby. Don't spam, baby. If you do, I'll let you know who I am, baby. Who's that? Retro 8. Yo, if you keep spamming, I'm gonna have to fix you, dog. If you keep spamming, I'm gonna have to fix you. Anyway, let me do something. Let me do something over here. I gotta handle something on this monitor over here. Okay. Yes. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Yes. T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And what's that? Caitlin Sewell Nixon? What's good? It's my people, Seika Sala, and my man Nova, should I say. I Heart Oakland, what's good? And I got you, I Heart Oakland. Your shirt is all the way. Yeah. You gonna have that probably by Tuesday. Yeah. West Coast, maybe on a Wednesday, but it'll be next week, I say. Worry not, everything's gonna be dope. Yo, hit the spot. Hunk Sports, what's good? He says the only music I listen to is Christmas carolers because it's free. Oh, and Retro 8 is still spamming. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take care of you, Retro. I understand that it's Friday night and you might not have anything to do. So you said, let me go spam and troll the black man. Let me go spam and troll the black man. Normally, I wouldn't even really care. And to be honest with you, I really don't. But, we gotta get regulated over here. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Friday night. So tonight, we talking about the songs that got you through it. The songs in your life. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. If music has ever been a big part of your life, then more than likely there's some songs that you remember, that you have in your memory, that when you hear those songs, you start thinking like, yo, those was the times right there. Or, yo, that was the roughest time. Like, yo, if it wouldn't have been for that song, if it wouldn't have been for that album, if it wouldn't have been for the songs in that era, I don't know where I would be. Now, I'm 54 years old. So I got 5 decades to draw from of songs that will take me back to the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, in 2010s and now the 2020s. So, that's a lot of songs. Those are a lot of albums because I've always been deeply versed in music. I've done music myself, made a couple of demos. I've put myself out there, not serious as I probably should have been, but I still put my hat in the ring. What up, Jihad? What up, Jihad? Says Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. So Earth, Wind, and Fire takes you back to a certain time. Now, you talking about the 80s or the 70s. Because, Earth, Wind, and Fire go back. They really go back to the 60s. But they definitely going to make their presence known in the 70s. So, you know what? I ain't going to front. Like, when I hear Reasons, you know how when Reasons start off that, Philip Bailey, that, ooh, yeah. That Reasons, John. Yeah. You say I'm only 53, but I'm 54. So I'll be 55 this year. You know what I mean? I get it. So Jihad took it back. He took that comment back. Like, hey, y'all don't worry about how old I am. Don't worry about it. Nova said, I be listening to R. Kelly. I ain't mad at that. Shit, I still listen. I listen, man. I already bought the albums. I can listen. I'm not putting no extra money in his pocket, but the songs were good songs. The songs were good songs. Plus, like when I hear any songs from off the 12 Play album or just the 12 Play album itself, yeah, it takes me back to it gets me there. It gets me there. Sika Sala says, 4 Tops, Reach Out, I'll Be There. Oh. Didn't speak to my uncle Willie, because he stole money from grandma. I remember this was his favorite song, and it came on the radio. So I called him, and we reunited. Like, 4 Tops. It was like the 4 Tops, and it was the Temptations. And I think that the Temptations was more popular than the 4 Tops. But Levi Stubbs, man. Levi Stubbs, his voice was just so powerful. Levi Stubbs was absolutely the David Ruffin of the 4 Tops, but he never bailed out. He never bailed out. He never left his crew behind. He was never a problem player. But his voice, man, that shit. Yeah, Levi. Oh. Always count on me. And I'll be there. Nova says, today I got in an argument with my friend. Mexicans can say the N-word. Oh, so got in an argument with my friend if Mexicans can say the N-word. A lot of Latinos, Hispanics, whatever, they use it. And I'll tell you this. I don't have a problem with them using it if they identify with being black. Now, if you are a Latino that considers yourself to be more Taino or closer to white, and I'm like, oh, so when it benefits you, you can use the word nigga positively. But when you want to be racist, prejudiced, or bigoted, then you can use nigger. Yeah, I got a problem with that. I mean, there are more black or Afro Latinos in South America than there are the light skinned ones. And you can thank Brazil for that. So, but that's something that you have to take into consideration. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm bulletproof when it comes to the N-word. I use it. And I'm like, I'm not going to let nobody hurt my feelings over a word. You want to hurt my feelings, you have to actually do something. You got to treat me like you treat me like a nigga. That's one thing. Just calling me a nigga, I'm like, I still got a loaf of bread, stick of butter, and some milk. I think I can handle this. I think I can handle this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Delta Transmission says, love you like that. All for one version. All for one. Oh, love you like that. The all for one version. Okay. Jihad says, when I'm with my lady, Will Downing. You listen to Will Downing, which okay, all right. But okay, let me make sure that we understand exactly what we're talking about tonight. Nova says, you ever heard of the song Black Hole, son? Nah, I haven't. Black Hole? Nah, I'm not familiar. What about Negra O? I don't know. Automine 559 says, hey, yo, son, salute. What up, my peoples? Automine 559. Always here and always on time. Sikasala says, I grew up with Puerto Ricans and Panamanians and they used it. I never had an issue with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on where they coming from with it. You know what I'm saying? It depends on where they coming from with it. You know. Okay. So this is what we talking about tonight. Songs that got you through those times. Let me tell y'all this. I say got you through those times. It doesn't necessarily have to be hard times, but you know what it's like when you are going through hard times and you need that. And the music might be the only thing that you have. Shout out to all of my people who've ever spent any time in juvenile detention, group homes, you know, shit like that. A lot of cats grew up having behavioral problems or being family members of people who had, you know, disciplinary problems, behavioral problems and shit that they hadn't grown out of or whatever. And I'm sure that there are certain songs that they probably listened to with the Job Corps, shit like that. And, you know, they was like, yo, this is my shit. It could have been songs that they never would have thought that they would have been exposed to before they were exposed to people from other cultures and ethnic backgrounds, races, and all that kind of stuff. So you may have gone into a group home or you studied detention center or something like that. And I'm not saying at all that this has to apply to people who have criminal backgrounds or whatever, but you know, it's just an example of what the hard times could be. Hard times are whatever they are to you. Whatever struggles that you're going through are the struggles that you're going through. So we're going to talk about that. But the songs that got you through it, you may have gone into wherever you went to listening to only hip hop. You may have come out listening to not only hip hop, but different hip hop from different cultures or whatever. You know, they have Asian or Mandarin hip hop. They have French hip hop. They definitely, listen, you know, German, hip hop has transcended all races and cultures and stuff like that. So you may have met somebody who exposed you to that, or just a different genre of music altogether. Maybe you never really used to listen to any pop music or whatever. Now you listen to that, or rock music or whatever. But these are the times that got you through it. And as you get older and as you reminisce or get nostalgic on certain experiences, you're probably going to recall those songs and recall those moments. And you might have said to yourself about some of those moments, like, yo, had it not been for this album, had it not been for this song, I wouldn't have been able to get through. Felt like I was in the hands of King Kong and he was just squeezing. Big black ape. Yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo, where's my tape? Yo, you taped over my shit, it's gonna be a problem. I might have to give you an eye jammy like my mammy, or should I say my granny. She said, yo, if somebody steal from you, you know what to do. Maybe it wasn't the right thing, but I'm still a king, so I'm gonna make sure that I rule my area is scarier. For anybody trying to take my stuff, it's gonna be problems, and I got enough problems, enough. And this kind of rough, what we talking about, Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious, greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, girl? What's good? What's good? And Tyler says Rosa Parks by Outkast was crazy. Okay, so if Rosa Parks by Outkast was crazy, But where does, when you hear Rosa Parks by Outkast, hey, what's that fuzz? Everybody move to the back. Where does it take you? Where does it place you in time? Where does it pick you up from and put you into in your history? What does it make you want to stay there? Or does it make you glad that you are no longer there? You know, memories are a motherfucker, man. Memories either make you miss people or it makes you glad that you made it through and that you don't have to deal with that anymore. And music is a big part of that. It's a big part of that. Jihad says Marvin Gaye got me through when I'm going through. Hold on. When I'm going through something. Okay. All right, like what's going on? My man Charles Xavier says Free by Freeway goes hard. Okay. All right. I see. All right, y'all understand what we doing. Delta Transmission says Rodney C. Stone. Okay. All right. Nas got me through tough times, man. That Illmatic album pretty much summed up my whole 1994, dog. That Illmatic, especially the summertime. There was so much good music that came out in 1994. You know, that's when the Ready to Die album came out, Biggie album came out, and that came out later on. Flavor in Your Ear was still burning up shit earlier in 94. You know, we still had the residue from that. You know what I mean? But it's Illmatic. Illmatic? Summer of 1994? What? The album didn't even go gold, but we couldn't tell. We was rocking that shit. Still listening to Wu-Tang. You know, I mean, Cass was... Y'all remember Akinelli? Akinelli album came out in 94. I think his first album came out. It's the bomb, baby. It's the bomb, baby. And no ifs and ands, no buts, and no me. Let me make sure, because I might have came out in 93. I might have came out in 93. Hold on. It doesn't mean that, you know. I think J. Rue the Damager was out in 1994. Didn't J. Rue drop? Remember how hot he was when he dropped. What year did Akinelli's first album come out? Akinelli's first album was the EP Put It In Your Mouth, released in 1996. No, that wasn't his first. So, okay, his first album, Vagina Diner, was released in 1993. Okay, yeah, okay. It was not the 9-3. In 2001, he released Anaconda Queens. In 2010, he retired from the rap circuit. All right, whatever. All right, so Agna was 93. Renee, the Lost Boys. Oh, shit. Said the name was Renee. What do you say? I got a whole lot to say. All right. Well, Tribe Called Quest got me into a car accident. I'm never listening to them again. Jail. Or the mind says, remember almost everything at 63 from the 70s and 60s. Okay. All right. Kid Cudi. Wow. Biz Markie was hot. Man, when Biz Markie takes me back to 1996 easily. Doom 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 doom. When that beat kick in with, oh my gosh, make the music with your mouth biz. When the beat kick in, it's like. And Mary J. Blige recreated it, made it do it again. For those spring memories, I know you can hear me now. For the record, I love you. I love you. Remember that with Smith and Wesson? With Smith and Wesson on the track? What? What? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Bismarck is hot. Guru and Gangstar. Just to get a rep. Gangstar made some classic albums. Hard to Earn. Hard to Earn. Shout out to Showbiz and AG. Show and AG. Armand says Sugar Hill kicked it off. They did. They did. 1979. Rapper's Delight. Charles Xavier says, here's a tune about this honey named Renee that I met the day on my way back from John Jay. My daughter go to John Jay. Back then I was like, did he just make that up? Like that's a real school? I didn't know. John Jay, peeping shorty as she's walking on to the train. I tap her on the shoulder, excuse me, miss, but can I get your name? She said, my name is Renee. She said, I got a whole lot to say. Yeah, that's the line I was going for. Dan Nova says, Curtis Mayfield was trash bags. No, he was actually very great. Extremely great. Unconditional Love, Tupac, okay. Out of mine. Full Force, Lisa and Colt Jam, Grand Poobah. You know Grand Poobah never went gold. And neither did Brand Nubian. Ever. They never went gold. They didn't sell records, but they was dope. Charles Xavier says, Mary J, Here Without You. All right. Oh shit, Roxanne. I'm gonna be your man. Roxanne. Can't you understand? Yo can't go. I won't say that you're dense, but you went about this thing with no experience. You should know she doesn't need a man like you. She needs a man like me with a high IQ. And she sticks to my raps because my rap's the best. The educated rapper MD will never fest. So when I'm wasting no time, but still suck up Roxanne, pay me no. Stetson Sonic. That's what I'm talking about. Stetson Sonic. Yo, Artemon, what's your favorite Stet song? Easily, my favorite Stet song is Go Stetzer 2. Go Brooklyn. The way it come on. Brace yourself from the awesome array. Rhythm, right, and dynamite is in the atmosphere, and there's a time and place for everything is under the sun. And there's a time and a place that we have some fun. That's my Stet, boy. Stet was my shit. Delta Transmission says Coogee Rap. Jungle Brothers. Fuji's Killing Me Softly, Ready or Not. Here I Come. You Can't Hide. Shirley Shaw says, I like listening to Boogie Down Productions because I could listen to them around my mom because they didn't curse and they taught strong vocabulary. It's funny because on their first album, they cussed a lot. But after Scott LaRock got killed, he still cursed. KRS-One still cursed, but he didn't. But you're right, because he was pushing the Stop the Violence program or that envelope. Ultra Magnetic MCs. MC Ultra Magnetic. MC Ultra Magnetic. Ultra Magnetic was dope. That first album, Critical Beatdown. Ultra Magnetic, Critical Beatdown. All right, y'all naming a lot, but I need y'all to tell me where Oh my God, I'm glad this nigga here. Jason Sloan. That ain't nothing like hip hop music. You like it cause you choose it. Like, oh my God. A lot of sucker MCs misuse it. Too much to lose to abuse it. Oh my God. Jason was my rap partner. 1994, 1995, we made the demos. We was trying to go for ours. Still don't know why we stopped. I do. I kind of know why I stopped. But I don't know why we stopped. But that's my man. Jason was, that's hot mic right there. My man used to be spitting with the writtens. He was nice. The boy was nice. Probably still nice. That was my man. That's my man. What up, Jason Sloan? What's good? Charles Xavier says, y'all gonna clown me, but Ace of Base, don't turn around. In fact, their whole album. Okay, hey, listen, man. I mean, if that's your shit, that's your shit. Or my Houdini. You know my favorite song. I'm gonna tell you, since this show is called Songs That Got You Through It, Houdini's song Escape. That song Escape used to have me zoning, because it was the way he painted the picture of him getting on the train having that bad day. Jalil murdered that track. If y'all remember the lyrics to Escape, he said, I took the train this morning on my way to work. Some lady on the train spilled coffee on my shirt and people started laughing like the whole thing was funny. I would have went home, but simply need the money because times is hard. My boss is crazy. The guy who works with me is so damn lazy, sits around all day, drinks coffee and tea, expect all the work to be done by me. Sometimes I wonder what they hired me for, to operate computers and run to the store. And when I ask for a raise, they tell me be patient. I've been working 3 years without a damn vacation. Things could be better, but they're getting worse. And before I got this job, I never used to curse. Well, I had it up to here with people treating me wrong. So why they tell DJ to play my song? And then the second verse killed the first verse. So yeah, I fucks with Houdini. But, not being nitpicky, but Houdini is spelled Whodini. I mean, Dini. Dave Blunt's, Fresh Prince and Jeff. Nah, we're not doing that. All right, but Jazzy Jeff, yes. Fresh Prince. Oh my God. He takes me back to I just didn't like him. I still don't. It make me, I don't know. Shirley Show says, I like certain Big Daddy Kane songs. Shit, he was the hottest rapper. The motherfucker was niggity nice. All right, just said. Sting, Shape of My Heart. The Professional was an ill movie. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Cormega, the Saga remix. Oh shit. Oh, we got some hip hop heads in here. Cormega, huh? You know some Corey songs? Okay. Get Out My Way. Get Out My Way is probably my favorite Cormega song. Get out my way, give me mine, or I'ma take what's yours, spray up doors. Wait a minute. Shorty pregnant with nowhere to live. Been in the crack house because she ain't got no relatives. Her friends want to drink, bro. Damn, I wish I could play music. I wish I could play music on the show. They would turn this shit upside down. We would all be jamming, at least for a hot second. Damn, Jihad said Busy B. What songs by Busy B did you like? I mean, he didn't really make good songs. Suicide. But if you try to battle me, then you must be suicide. I don't know. I ain't like him. Busy was a good live rapper, but on records, I don't know. Verbal Graffiti. Oh shit. Montana Diary. Second Solid says Janet Jackson. Funny how time flies make me think of oh damn, of your sister. R.I.P. Definitely R.I.P. Nova says, damn, you used to be buff as hell. Was you into my Facebook page or something? Delta says, Public Enemy. G.I. says, who do you think the best female rapper ever? I mean, it's hard to say in terms of, you know, if you break it down into lyrics, the songs themselves. I would probably say that the most skilled lyrical rapper that I can think of, the one that made records, is probably Rod Digger. Only thing is, like, I never liked her voice because she sounded like a little teenage boy, like maybe 12 or 13, 14 years old. But I think in terms of lyrics, you know, she was definitely better than most. I mean, I like MC Lyte too, but I could see Rod Digger battling dudes and smoking them. She was that talented. Now, I think she only made one studio album solo, along with her Flip Mode stuff with Busta Rhymes. But yeah, Rod. And I don't know if I'm ready to say she was the greatest of all time, though. I don't know if we're ready for all of that. Okay, Art of Mine says Left Eye. Okay. I ain't gonna be mad at that. Lauryn Hill, I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. Lauryn was woo. But I just think, Rod Digger used to, I think Lauryn Hill, now if I had to, see the thing is Lauryn Hill made, her rap songs to me weren't the best. Her songs, she was more than exceptional. But her actual, you know, songs when she rapped, when she did features, she killed it. But I could kind of take her or leave her as far as her songs, I mean, her rap songs is concerned. But that's just me. Sure Husband says, I like MC Lyte and Nicki who? Minaj? Or Nicki D? Well, Daddy don't know, won't hurt him. What Nicki? I know you're not talking about Nicki Minaj. I know. Xavier says, Cormega was underrated. True Meaning album. Love is Love. Oh, Love In, Love Out. Fallen Soldiers. Okay. Damn Delta Transmission. You think the Brat was the best female rapper? Okay. She had lyrics. I can't, you know, I can't dispute it. I didn't like her that much. You know, all that fast rapping and all that. It was cool. But I don't know. It's like the Brat only had one flow. She only had one speed. You know, it was like she couldn't slow it down at all. It was all, I mean, I can understand everything that she was saying, but, you know, like, show a little variety. All right. Delta says, there's too many. They all excited tremendously in the many elements of hip hop. Okay. Sega Salad says, Whitney Houston in the car gets me calm and focused. Okay. Feel that. I feel that. Calm and focused. New Edition. Soul for Real. Artemon says, TLC Harmony made my head spin like Coco and SWV. Can't hate on that. It says, Mr. Telephone Man. If it wasn't for that song, Bobby Brown probably wouldn't have got kicked out the group. They let Bobby Brown do his thing. That was his downfall, man. All right. Who was the football player? Oh, that was Andre Rison. Bad Moon Rising, Charles Davis says. By the way, shout out to T. Carey. Son, lost my bank card. When I cancel it, cancels and subscriptions. Oh, wow. Once I got it sorted out, I got you. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Love is love, baby. Love is love. Appreciate you. Shirley Cheryl says, of course, LL, DMX, and Luda. Charles Xavier says, let me fly and slipping DMX, aka Dark Man X. Jihad says, Ray Parker Jr. wrote Mr. Telephone Man. Yes, he did. He wrote that shit, and you could tell he wrote it too. It sounded just like his cadence and all of that. The way his music was. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Lenny Kravitz. All right. So, songs that got you through hard times. Y'all naming a lot of songs, but I don't hear y'all talking about no times. No hard times, no celebration of good times, no tough stories, no perseverance, no freedom from incarceration, no emancipation from the crib, from your parents, no, like what we got? What we got? What we got, baby? What do we have? Whew, let me see. How can I do this? All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Instead of artists, because this show is called Songs That Got Me Through It, or the songs that got you through it. What songs? Name some songs. Tell you what. Name a song that you remember that takes you back to where, before you were, well, from the time you were born to 10, and then your teenage years from 10 to 20. And if you are older than 20, of course, 20 to 30, you can name a bunch of songs. I mean, let's do it that way. That way we can attach a song to a time, to an era, to a feeling. Cause when I get that feeling, I need sexual healing. I was in 7th grade when that song came out. 7th grade. That's where Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye takes me back to. It absolutely takes me back to that. 7th grade, C.W. Henry School. Okay. DMX Spellbound. It says definitely when my boy got hit by a cop car, I listened to Souls of Mischief a lot. Wow. Souls of Mischief was dope. Sorry about your boy. Audemars says, Hard Times, Black Ivory Delphonics, OJ's Dramatic Stylistics. Kim's Wims, what up, Kimmy? What's good? And she says, when I lost my mother, the Winans counted all joy. Sorry, so sorry about your mom. But yeah, man. You know, when you think about people in your life that you've lost, normally their song, either you remember their songs, the songs that they liked, or there were songs playing that y'all may have both liked, and you know, so it always reminds you of them. Like my man Steve, he passed the pancreatic cancer in 2017. And every time he used to come to my crib, he had to hear Ghostface Killer. All that I got is you. And I'm so grateful I made it through. That was his song. So every time he came through this door, he's like, oh, put my song on, man. I used to be like, but you got the song in you got it on regular rotation in your car. He like, but when I come to your house, I gotta hear my song. And I never forget, near the time of his death, I didn't really realize how bad off he was. And he was texting me. He didn't call. You know, sometimes when people are passing away, they don't want to call because you can hear it in their voice how weak they are and how sick they are, and sometimes it can take a lot out of them, you know, physically, emotionally, and it can have a bad effect on their health. So he was texting me, and I was saying to him, I was like, yo, man, I know you're gonna make it through this. I know you're gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be cool. And he was like, yo, man, you know what I mean? I was listening to our song the other day, and he was talking about the, you know, Ghostface John. I was like, yeah, that was just shit. Every time you came over the crib, you listen to that. He was like, yeah, that's my shit, man. I was listening to it the other day, and blah, blah. And that was pretty much the last conversation that we had. And, you know, he passed shortly after that. Yeah. So every time I hear All That I Got Is You by Ghost, it's bad enough. The song probably already emotes a certain type of feeling because it's a, you know, he talking about growing up poor and how hard it was, you know, living in poverty and with sick siblings and how crowded it is. You know what I mean? The song does enough on its own. Okay. Cheryl Hudson says, I'm a survivor, got me through high school. All right. Now, who was, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Who sung that? It's in my head, but I got to make sure I got the right one because I'm thinking I'm a survivor. I'm thinking about Destiny's Child. I know that ain't it. Kim says, what age did you say? Oh, you must not be talking to me. Wishing on a Star, Rolls Royce. Oh, Rolls Royce. Charles Xavier says, I like to lay in bed at night with lights turned off, talking to God and not listening to music, but feeling it. Oh. Jason Sloan says, the two that bring deep nostalgic feelings and get me emotional now because they remind me of my mom are As by Stevie Wonder. I listened to that today. And when 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 times 8 is 4. Until the days were the days that are no more. Oh, wait. I got you on that, Jay. That shit. That song crazy. But yeah, man. Yo, man, I miss your mom, man. You know, rest in peace. Yo. Yeah. I write a song by, I write a song for you. I write. Are those songs that she used to like? Or do you just remember her playing those songs when you was a young boy and, you know, I just asking. Delta says Spring Love, Stevie B, and having them 88, 90, 88, 90s flings. Jihad says, I love Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang. Feel you on that. Emmons Toe says getting high or G high right now. Destiny Child. Pardon me if I could tell it. Oh, Kim says, I'm talking to you, son. What age? What age what? Now you gotta go ahead. Yo, you know you need to call in. Just call in. Just call in. Just call in, man. And Pop Smoke was young. Okay, Charles Xavier says Backstreet Boys, grade 6, 1996 was my first slow dance. Well, get out of here. All right, 96 was almost 30 years ago. What the fuck? Yo, I was just talking about that the other day. Like, I can accept that the 70s was 50 years ago, but somehow the 90s being 30 years ago is not sitting well with me. I'm like, how? How are the 90s 30 years ago? How? Somebody explain it to me. Explain it. It can't be splaint. It can't be splaint. Biggie, one more chance. Jason says both. She loved those songs, so they remind me of her playing them all the time. I get it. I get it. Shout by the Isley Brothers. Wow. Shout. You know what I mean? That shit remind me of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which means it takes me back to 1996. Summertime, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Because that's where I saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off with my two cousins. So every time I hear Shout by the Isley Brothers, it takes me back to 1986, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, summertime. The movies up, I think, Northridge or something like that. Killing Me Softly, Guy, the group Guy, I'm Bad, LL Cool J, Pigeon by Sporty Thieves. Wow, 90s was a different. Wow. Nova says, to me, the fact that 2014 is 11 years ago is crazy to me. I can understand. Time Club, Genius of Love. Okay. Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Yeah. Natalie Cole. What was the name of her album? The one with Peaceful Living on it. I mean, yeah, the Peaceful Living. This Will Be. I'm Catching Hell. That album always takes me back to my dad's Cadillac in 1977, 1978. The song Peaceful Living. Imagine riding down before it wasn't no AC expressway. For my local city folks, they didn't used to be an Atlantic City Expressway. That's Route 42 now. Before, you would take the Black Horse Pike all the way from Camden to Atlantic City. So I still like that route better. Not only does it not have tolls, but they used to be selling a lot of produce by the highway. You know what I mean? Wine tasting type shit and all of that. So it always takes me back to my dad's El Dorado. and us riding in Atlantic City. You know what I mean? Peaceful living. And if you don't know the song Peaceful Living by Natalie Cole, look that shit up. It's a good song. You and me on this mountaintop, and I know that our love will never stop. Peaceful living is right here. All right. Tough Love. Young Guns, Tough Love. That's a great song. Young Guns, Tough Love is a great song. Great song. Audemars says, any 60s babies in the chat and 70s? Well, you know, I'm a 1970 baby. 1970, I kicked it off. I mean, my man Jason is 71. I know that for a fact. Kim's Wims is 2. Shirley Cheryl is 2. You always hogging up all the chat. No, I'm just playing. Peace to y'all. Walk This Way by Run DMC and Aerosmith. Charles Davis says, I'm about to roll up. Can you in chat share super duper depressing song titles? Yeah. What?
You have a call from.
Well. What have we here? Well. Look, now if Troy would be doing that, you'd be killing him. You lucky he ain't here to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Got you.
So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, everyone.
Man, what's good?
Good morning. I was, you said something, so look, I was trying to listen, talk on the phone, and edit all at the same time, and I heard you say something about when you were 10 years old, something about the song being 10.
Well, I was saying, I was trying to get everybody to write songs that they remember from the time that they was born till age 10, and then from 10, their teenage years on to 20, you know what I'm saying? So we can have some kind of continuity, because right now, everybody's just remembering groups, remembering songs or whatever. But really, I don't want groups, I want songs, because it's the songs that made you, the groups or the artists, they're important too, because they were the ones who sang the songs, and you may have had some kind of attachment to that artist or the groups, and so that may be a big part of nostalgia for you. But I was just trying to see, because the show is called Songs That Got You Through It. Whatever it is, whether it's bad times, hard times, crazy times, confusing times, happy times, good times, whatever. I wanted to talk about songs that take you to another place from here. And I mean, they can take you to another place and bring you right back here. Oh, so that's what you meant by what age? Now I know what you're talking about. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, because I missed what you were saying. I know you said something about 10, and I'm like, if you're talking about 10, I didn't get it. I didn't catch it.
Okay, nah, we
good. I can tell you
good.
one from then. I can tell you one from then. When my mother used to get on my nerves, and she was talking crazy about stuff. I didn't even know the lyrics to the song in one line. And that's what I would mean to her, but I never say it to her. But it was the LaBelle, Take the Night Off. Whenever she gets started, I just hum it in my head. That's the only part I do is Take the Night Off. So I used to want her to just go to sleep, take a nap or something. Because, man, well, are you talking to me, ladies?
I understand.
And in high school, the song that's my best friend and I's song even now, because when we got in trouble, we would just start singing it. And it was Tom's Diner, Susan Vega's Tom's Diner.
Okay. So what's the significance?
Huh?
Okay, so why did that song used to get you in trouble?
No, that was our song because we were in trouble. Because it
Oh.
got us in trouble. We used to be on the bus, so we knew almost every song that was played. And so the bus driver, we would sing all the songs. And so the bus driver would change to a different station thinking we wouldn't know the songs, and we would know the songs. And no matter what station they changed to, we knew the songs. Black, white, no matter what, we knew the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but our favorite was Tom's Diner, just that whole cadence to the song. That was just, it got on everybody's nerves.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get in trouble in school, we would just start singing it out like an indication to the other, hey, if Gary go down, hide or whatever.
Okay. Okay.
And then, of course, right out of high school, you know, when life started happening, you know, of course, like there was a riot in my neighborhood with the police and a lot of the black residents. So, of course, that's when Fight the Power, Public Enemy, that was an everyday song for a minute. Because, you know, feel like you're fighting everything and everybody in the bullshit that exists even now. So that was pretty prevalent. Oh, I almost forgot, even coming up, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, The Message. That was one, too, that was pretty popular. When stuff was happening, it was like, I maybe it's because my mother knew. Like my mother played a lot of Sugar Hill Gang, many represent, but she played a lot of songs that had to do with Black Power and fighting and that kind of stuff because of the kind of things that she was involved in. So there was a lot of Grandmaster Flash that played in our household.
All right, let's do this. Let me ask you this. We gonna do this. Does George Michael's first album, Faith, mean anything to you?
Yes and no. Yes, because it's a song. It's music from my youth, and it was part of some of the music we liked. It wasn't anything that I was like, oh, let me go get that cassette. You know,
Okay.
It wasn't like that to me. It was okay, and I liked the songs on it, but I don't recall ever having George Michael or Wham's CDs, or I'm sorry, cassettes.
Okay.
But I did have like Depeche Mode.
Well, hold on.
Have,
This the reason. There's a reason I want to do this. All right.
Okay.
So Faith wasn't one of your favorite songs, and neither was Careless Whisper.
No, they were.
Okay.
They were.
So the
But
album.
I just didn't have that cassette.
Okay, but because they, you know, I mean, I'm just all right. So what about Terrence Trent D'Arby's "The Hard Line" according to Terrence Trent D'Arby? Does that album mean anything to you?
I did like Terrence Trent D'Arby. Yes.
Sign my heart. Sign your name across my
Sign
heart.
your name across my heart.
If you let me stay. What was his other? He had 3 definitive hits because the album was a smash. But both of those albums were out at the same time. So what I was going to ask is which one of those albums you thought was better.
Terrence Trent.
Okay. So you didn't. There was no hesitation there. Okay. All right. I mean, I choose Terrence Trent D'Arby too, but I put this question out a while ago, and a lot of people said Faith by George Michael, and I can understand why they would say it, because maybe that Careless Whisper song is stuck in their mind, you know, stronger than Sign Your Name, or what was the other song? Very popular song. Uh, the hard line, according to Terrence Trent D'Arby. All right, let me see, so I can get the.
For me, that Terrence Trent would have been played more
Wishing
than.
well. I'm wishing you a wishing well, the kiss and tell. Okay, all right. So, yeah, maybe Faith and Careless Whispers stuck in their minds better than Wishing Well and Sign Your Name. But for me, because I had both tapes, I had both cassettes, and I don't know that Terrence Trent D'Arby thing was doing it was doing numbers. You know what I mean? But that was a big part. Well, I graduated in '88, so that was a big part of my senior year and all of that kind of shit. This shit was on fire. It was crazy. But so every time I hear any of those songs by either artist, it always takes me back to my graduation year. But there was so much good music in 1988. Whether you talking about R&B, pop, or hip hop, because that was the same year that Public Enemy came out with "It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back." There ain't too many albums that can rival that. This shit was crazy. So yeah, it was. So all of those take me back there, and that's good, bad, good times, bad times, struggles, whatever, relationships, all that shit. It was crazy. So
When you say 88, I can't help but to think about My Posse's on Broadway.
oh Lord, oh Lord, my posse's on Broadway. Hold on a
So,
second.
of course, when I hung out with the guys, they would always come and pick me up, and they start playing the song a few blocks to Little Broadway. At the time, Little Broadway. So the guys would start playing the song a few blocks away, and they kind of say, "Hey, be on the way." And I come out on the porch and I hear it blocks away. They start playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew they were getting close to come and get me. And oh God, my grandmother was always, "Turn it down." And you could hear blocks and blocks of it just pounding. Because back then, everybody had all the woofers and everything going on in the cars. So that's a memory, My Posse's on Broadway, that stands out in my mind all the time. When we get together or whatever, that's the first thing we talk about is that. Remember that time? I don't care how many years have gone past. I don't care how many times we see each other in the same year. That always comes up.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I can feel you on that. So yeah, I mean, when we talk about songs that take us back to a certain kind of time, I mean, it could be for whatever reason. Because sometimes songs that you might hear that you didn't even like might take you back to a certain time because somebody that you was cool with might have ran that song. You know what I mean? Like it might not have been your song, but it was a song. Like, for example, that's how I feel about "I Got It Made" by Special Ed. I never really liked this song. And I couldn't understand why everybody else loved the song so much. I mean, I got it. The beat was knocking and all of that, but I just thought the rhyming was so garbage, and it just wasn't one of my favorite songs. I could listen to it, but I didn't prefer it. But yeah, people that I hung around with, oh my God, they ran it. I got it made, and then that goddamn house music. When I got my first year of college, I was like, oh God, this is, oh.
I have never been a fan of house music, and it's not
Man, that shit is the worst era of music ever. That shit was ass. That shit was ass. When it was over, I was like, thank the Lord. That shit gotta go.
And I know it's kind of a regional thing too, because here that's not something that was played. House music is not a popular genre of music here. And of all the genres, that's one I absolutely just don't like.
Okay.
And it's not too many I don't, but that's one I'm just like, hey, no.
Mm-hmm. I understand. So, yeah. Like I said, it could have been somebody else's song and you got caught up in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like they took you with them even though you didn't want to go. So speaking of which,
Okay.
do you remember any songs that you hated, but that was force fed to you? Night in, night out. You know,
I can give you one now, and it's not that old. It might be 10 years out, but that's Maxwell's A Woman's Worth. I don't even understand that depressing sounding ass song. Like, did he have somebody else put that together and he just added his name to it? Because it doesn't seem like his music was, I hate that song. It's like the worst fucking song he's ever made on the planet. It's awful.
Ooh.
It sounds depressing and it just doesn't it's just not the kind of mood that he thinks he's setting with it. I hate that song.
Now who's that?
And of course, my ex played it all the time because he knew I didn't like it.
What song was it?
Maxwell's A Woman's Worth.
Oh.
Whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Hate that damn song.
Yeah, I'm good.
Man, I want to punch him in his throat for that song. Like, what? How do you go from something to that trash song? God, I hate it so bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with you on that one. I wasn't a big Maxwell fan. I didn't understand the hype. You know what I mean? I guess it's one of those things that I'm never going to understand because, you know.
You wouldn't because you're a guy who's a straight guy. So
it doesn't matter. Like, he came out with other songs that were like, what was that other song? He came, Fortunate to Have You. That wasn't a bad song. But I just.
No, it was a great song. It was a great song.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't necessarily the artist himself. It was just, you know, like I mean, I just didn't understand why he was supposed to be so great. I didn't catch on.
Well, he was popular with women, so there's that.
Okay.
Even his music, it was more women who were buying his concert tickets than anybody. His albums, all of that, it was women.
Okay.
So,
well, yeah. But D'Angelo too. You know, everybody told me that he was so great. I was like, he's all right. I just didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get a chance. To. I mean, they were supposed to be uber talented. Like, they was going to save. Well, I think they was.
Well, they came in with a new style of music. Remember, that was an added genre that was a mix.
It's supposed to be neo soul, right?
Styles, like R&B, yeah, neo soul. But you know, a lot of them don't like to be called neo soul. But it was a mix between R&B and soul music, and it just had a different flair. And that's a lot of Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. That would be Jill Scott. Just that whole group. All of them came with a different kind of something. Anthony Hamilton. It just was a different flavor to it. So they kind of ushered in a new genre.
I got that. I liked everybody else. I just didn't think D'Angelo and Maxwell was that great. You know what I mean? Music Soul Child. I thought he was
on the scene with his shirt off. So I mean, he was gonna win immediately.
Well, he said he didn't want to do it, but he did it. And, shit happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I'll get back to some of these comments. Let me see. Artemon says, I know.
You can't tell me you didn't like Lady by D'Angelo?
No, I didn't.
What?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't think it was okay. It was okay. Like, it was okay. The only D'Angelo song that I really liked was the one where he was acting like Prince. How does it feel?
Okay.
Yeah. When he totally bit Prince shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. Okay.
What was the guy's name who repeated did a parody of D'Angelo? It used to be a show. I can't think of what his name is. Can't think of the show. I can't think of what the guy's name is. But he was a comedian, kind of, and there was some little music show used to come out. I didn't say little, like it was big, but it was popular then. and the guy did a parody of D'Angelo, and he had this little wiry body, pretend pecs, pretend six pack, and these little wiry arms. I cannot think of this show. I'm gonna have to find it. Now that this comes, I'm gonna have to find it because when I tell you, I'm sure you remember because it's funny. Oh God, I can't think of his name. Was it Chris somebody? Go on. What you doing? I'll find it.
Okay. All right. So in your 20s, what were some of the most impactful songs that you remember from your 20s?
In my 20s, that would have been in the 90s. So, no, I don't think that was the 90s. That would have been. What year did Dead Prez Happiness come out?
Dead Prez. That was in like the later
Was that late 80s?
Dead Prez was in the 90s for sure.
Hold on. That was one. Their song Summer Happiness. That song is Summer for Happiness.
Okay. Hold on a second. We have another call on the line.
You have a call from
Gavin, what's good? Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight, my man?
Hey, what's going on, son? How you feeling?
You already know. Feeling like a real man should. What's good?
No. You. If you're gonna talk about the '90s, that was my decade.
Okay.
And I think the '90s, dude. The '90s, we can get into like the late '60s. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into the album. You know what I mean? In terms of all-time great decades for music.
Okay.
I don't think there hasn't been a decade like the '90s, and the '80s is aight. The '70s is aight. But the '90s, bro, you realize Biggie Smalls, Wu-Tang Clan, and Nirvana popped the same year?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the '90s is Bojangles. Like, even now, like, the kids is... I don't know if you be online, but all the kids right now is rocking that '90s shit.
Okay. But we talking about songs that take that take you back to a certain... Like, not groups, but songs. So what's...
Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you. And I didn't get it for a long time, right? Like, it happened and I didn't get it. But when Biggie Smalls dropped Juicy,
okay,
it had the city in a chokehold, bro.
Okay,
like
94. That was 94.
Everything happened to that song. Everything in my entire life, baby, was in the fucking background.
Well, you know they said I think Craig Mack wrote that. Biggie didn't want to do it because of that. Now, it doesn't make sense that Craig Mack would have wrote it because it was Biggie's song. Maybe Craig Mack. Maybe.
No. I've heard Craig Mack record. I've heard both of Craig Mack records. Cut it out. Cut it out.
All right, hold on a second. He ain't that good. Hold on a second. Which Biggie Smalls song did Craig Mack write? No, they saying flavor in your ear, but that's not what I'm talking about.
No. I think Craig Mack overachieved.
Craig was a better rapper than you might have known, but he either wrote Juicy or he wrote Big Papa.
No, but son, here's what I'm gonna say though, right?
Even though both of them, well.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Do you know how hard it would have been to be a good rapper in the '90s, bro? Like I used to be, nostalgic and shit. But what it took to rap in the '90s, we talking about all of the greats that we have come from. Let's not pretend like '94 Outkast ain't dropped that Elevators.
Okay, but there were trash rappers in every era, and they sold a lot of records. So
I get it.
Vanilla Ice came out in the '90s.
But if you're gonna talk about songs that just absolutely crush the game, Elevators one of them, Juicy's one of them, Cream is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The '90s got them gems, bro.
They did, but it was trash music in the '90s too.
Yeah, I mean Hammer was rapping. Like, you know, all kinds of people were rapping. But the actual quality, because here's the thing, the 90s was like a time when, 90s was the first time, in my opinion, where music wasn't so divided along race and class and those things as much as it was previously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in a sense where, from what I understand, you couldn't be a Beatles fan and a James Brown fan at the same time in the '60s.
Why not?
You know what I'm saying? And even in the '80s, to be like, I like that's why what Run DMC did was so important, right?
Man, we ain't need them to do that shit.
But why couldn't you like both? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why couldn't you like them? Why couldn't you like both?
Kim, I agree with you. What I'm saying is, the way that the system was developed, right? I think up until the 90s, you kind of had to be either or.
You know my family wasn't like that. We liked everything. That's
you
why
talking
I have
about
such a broad thing for it now. But because we always played everything, and even in my city, we played everything. It was never. But if you look at the old, what was his name? Dick Clark's music show, it played a variety of genres.
American Bandstand,
American Bandstand.
And
even on Soul Train in the 70s, they played a variety of music. And you know, one of my biggest things I want to point out, son, is when you asked me that question, my brain froze because one of the biggest problems I have is when the song came out. Between the 80s and the 90s, when the song came out. Mm-hmm. It is a big blur to me sometimes because it seemed like I was listening to all the music all the time. So, and that transition between high school and adulthood, really, I'm like, what song was I listening to at that time? So, just look at that out.
I hear you, Kim. I hear you. One thing I will say, because like I was a child between like the 80s to the 90s, right? Mm-hmm. But I will say this, in my experience, I knew when the 80s was over. Like, it was such a shift. Like, I'm the type of person where, like, I literally remember the first time I heard the Beatles. It's pretty fucking good. Like, it's pretty good. You know what I mean? So,
are you a 70s baby?
I'm an 80s baby.
You're an 80s baby? Okay.
We showed up in
other words, nothing he's saying makes any sense. You don't know nothing about no music.
No, I'm not arguing whether or not I'm saying what I make sense. What I'm saying is the music between the 80s and the 90s, it was not gradual. It was one day the 80s was over. I'm telling you, one day the 80s was
you are hold on. You are wrong as fuck.
You don't seem like it was a transition, but it wasn't abrupt.
I'm sorry. First of all, you always know it's manners and respect. I just have an opinion.
Yo, right? Come on, man.
But
as
far as I saw it, here's my opinion. When Nirvana went da 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 da, all of 80s rock and roll was over. When Wu-Tang said, "You best protect your neck," all of 80s rap was over. Like, it was just over. Like, nobody wanted to hear that shit no more.
That is false as hell.
It was in the movie. Some of that music was in the movie.
First of all, First of all, Wu-Tang didn't come out until 93. That's number one. So there's no way that 80s rap. Now, if you want to say that Wu-Tang changed the way that people rap, you're wrong again. Now,
Wu-Tang didn't change how people rap.
no, they didn't. They didn't change the way people rap.
What is the greatest rap group of all time?
It doesn't matter. They didn't change the way people rap. They brought something new to the game, but and people tried to copy the Wu-Tang as far as being a group with that much cohesiveness, especially with that many members as a rap group, because that's just not how things happen. But you know, Wu-Tang. Not.
I don't know, bro. When I was 13 years old, Wu-Tang had a stranglehold on the kids, bro. Like when Old Dirty got up and said Wu-Tang is for the children, he fucking meant it, bro. Like me and everybody I know, everybody. Listen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Philly, Jersey, and New York. We always think that the rest of the world is doing what we do, and we're always wrong. We think we think that because we wear Helly Hansen, everybody's wearing Helly Hansen. We think that because we wear Timberlands, everybody's wearing Timberlands. We think that because we value lyrics, everybody value lyrics. But when you check the record sales, it says totally different. It tells you. Huh? Here's what I'm saying. Right now, and we all. I got a bit of length in my.
First of all, in the 90s, it could be argued easily that it could be.
What was bigger than Wu-Tang in the 90s?
All of the West, Dr. Dre and Snoop, way bigger.
That was nigga. Dr. Dre and Snoop. I give them that first joint was a crazy. I was in Jamaica listening to that what is it, The Chronic?
Yeah.
No. I ain't arguing.
The Chronic came out in 92. The Chronic dropped in 92. Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style dropped in 93. Late 93.
Yes. And I'm telling you, once Wu-Tang dropped, nobody was relevant.
Wu-Tang dropped before Snoop dropped.
No, I love Lottie Dottie. I love Doggy Style. It's a great record.
Wu-Tang dropped 36 Chambers before Snoop dropped Doggy Style. Snoop and Dog Pound had the game in a stranglehold. They had it in the stranglehold.
No.
Wu-Tang.
Snoop. Nigga, we still talking about Snoop today.
Snoop. We ain't talking about this. We talking about Snoop Dogg today. And we ain't really talking about him musically. We talking about Snoop Doggy Dogg with Gin and Juice, Lottie Dottie, and all of that.
Dude,
wasn't nobody. Listen. Snoop sold way more records than Wu-Tang. Dre sold way more records than Wu-Tang. Artists like DJ Quick, Compton's Most Wanted. Them cats was getting it. The West Coast was killing shit. And then
here's what you're not getting. You're talking about 4 people. Wu-Tang showed up with 186 niggas.
It doesn't matter.
6 of them was
no, they didn't, man. Listen.
Dude,
listen. In the 90s, in the 90s, you trust me. You're speaking from a New York perspective, and as a young boy. I was a grown man in my 20s in the 90s. You can't tell me. Like, I followed this shit. I bought every single tape and CD. You know what I'm saying? Like,
first of all, right now Taylor Swift is the best-selling artist in the world. Taylor Swift ain't got a grip on nothing. Not around here.
We're not talking about the 90s. We're not talking about we're not talking about the 90s or the 80s.
So, Gavin, I think the question is, which song sparks nostalgia for you? I think that's what the main question is. What specific song sparks nostalgia for you?
There's a song by Wu-Tang Clan called Cream, right? So we come to Harlem, right? And we in early 90s Harlem, late 80s Harlem, where half the shit been burnt down, right? and we just like kids. And I remember we used to get our little dirt or whatever. And we used to throw parties. We used to break into the abandoned buildings that were burned down and throw parties. Like run wires, like get like 15 extension cords, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And literally run parties. And I'm telling you, this is what all the people came to listen to.
Like I said,
I don't know what was popular
New York always thinks that they are controlling everything, and they're wrong. They're wrong. The West Coast was bigger than the East Coast in the 90s. That's why Puff was saying that Biggie brought back the East Coast. He didn't bring back the East Coast. The East Coast never left. But
dude, it's like I'm not arguing California. California is like a country unto itself.
No, it's not. But it wasn't just California. It was
California.
It wasn't just California. The West is more than just California.
But I'm saying California is enough. Like California, okay. Once you get out there, you realize you're in a whole different country right now. And if California say we're behind this shit, that bitch is going triple platinum every time. California by itself will make you famous. Like they got
no, that's not true. That's not true because even in the 90s was different. You're just speaking to one genre right now. You're just speaking to one genre. You're not even speaking overall when you're saying that.
No, but here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that outside of Son is correct, outside of Death Row, Snoop, Pac, you know what I mean, Dre, whatever. Really, white people music all existed in Seattle. All of white people music in the 90s was fucking Seattle. Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, all of it was Seattle. And in terms of rap, it was New York.
So Mix-a-Lot was Seattle, right? So Mix-a-Lot was Seattle, right? So Mix-a-Lot.
Seattle was crazy. Seattle was putting up numbers, bro.
Yeah, but listen. Okay. So what songs by Nirvana take you back? What were your favorite songs by Nirvana since they were so great?
Dude, listen to man. I don't know what kind of parties you've been to, but you put on that Smells Like Teen Spirit gets the people going.
Okay.
Me personally, I like a lot of the early stuff because they did a lot of early stuff. Like they used to cover a lot of old blues legends like Lightning Hopkins and
dude, they only had like 2 albums.
Well, no, there was a pre-catalog. There was shit before they got famous.
But that don't count. The impact that they made was when they became famous.
I got you. But no, I mean I'm speaking as a fan. But dude, like Nevermind changed rock and roll. Period. Okay. All of that shit. All of that here.
So you're saying that everybody started doing
all of that was done.
So everybody started doing grunge after Nirvana came out.
Everybody started doing grunge after Nirvana.
Okay.
It was like Jesus came. No. It was like Jesus came. That's not what happened.
They were always doing grunge. There were grunge kids when I was in high school.
You had your Pearl Jams. You had your Pearl Jams. You had Korn. You had all
of that. Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, you had grunge groups, but you can't say that everybody was doing that and then nobody was doing anything else. Okay,
everybody was.
All right, so how do you explain? Stone Temple Pilots.
That's the same genre.
Yeah, it is. I thought I was doing. It is the same genre.
Once Nirvana,
I meant Fall Out Boy. How do you explain Fall Out Boy? How you explain Fall Out Boy?
Well, no, things are gonna happen in the in between.
Well, I'm just saying.
Moby happened in the in between. A lot of shit can happen in the in between. But I'm telling you, what was running rock and roll? There were two things running music, as far as I remember it in the '90s. As a kid, who I have $20, I gotta buy one record, right?
Mm.
So it's not like I'm thinking as like an adult where I can get this, that, or the third. I'm like a kid and I get allowance once a fucking week, and I'm gonna get one record a month. And it was gonna be Like when I say Wu Tang, it was bigger than Wu Tang. It was like boot camp and shit like that. Like Dead Prez. Like there was like a movement in hip hop that wasn't fucking West Coast. What do you call it? Niggas with attitude shit. And it wasn't necessarily down south because down south wasn't together yet. UGK ain't really got it together yet. Outkast ain't really get it together yet. Right?
And when?
Big Daddy ain't really get it together.
What are you talking about?
Dude, outside of New York, the only motherfuckers rapping was Master P. And he really didn't get popping until the 2000s.
No, that's when he started fizzling out. He was popping like hell.
Early 2000s, Master P.
96, 97, 98. His biggest years were 98 and 99.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, after the kind of grunge, because Wu-Tang is just grunge.
But 98 is not the 2000s and 99.
Yeah. Because, dude, if you look at it, Wu-Tang is just grunge with black people. And grunge is just Nirvana with white people. Like, it's just Wu-Tang with white people. Like,
Listen, we getting too stuck on this Nirvana shit. Listen.
No.
Let's get back on topic.
I want to hear Kim's opinion.
No, we off of that. Songs that got you through it. So, we need more songs, less artists. What songs, whatever genre you want, what songs got you through a certain era? This is not hard. We all went to school. We all had friends. We all lost people. We all lost friends. We all had to start all over, switch things around, do new things. There were songs that were symbolic of all of those times. Let's get on that.
I got 3.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's Wait a While with Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson, Let's Wait a While. That's when my son's father and I when I started liking him back. And he was trying to get some. And
you was a young Joe then. That was 86. You know what I mean? You was young. Little 15-year-old fast ass, little hot ass, you know what I mean?
I was not. That's why that song was prevalent.
Well, you was eating up. You was eating up.
No.
Young and warm.
I had a kid till we were 20, so I was 20 anyway. My other is, what's this? What is the movie? It's a Stevie Wonder song from a movie that is,
These 3 words?
The Outsiders. The Outsiders. That song, Stay Gold.
Huh?
Stay Gold. I think it's called Stay Gold. It was a Stevie Wonder song from the movie The Outsiders.
Oh, okay.
That's one that lives. It has space in my memories because that's when I saw with a friend at the time, and when he passed, that's the song that always takes me back to just our interaction and everything to do with us. And then when I lost my grandmother, this song just puts me there. I don't even think it's helping the situation, to be honest, because it always puts me back in a state of grief. But it's this song by a guy named Jeremy Cole. It's a saxophone kind of song, called Somber. So those are 3 that stick out to me. And of course, like I said, even now, my favorite 2 songs when it's this time of year and I'm anxious for summer weather, Summer, Dead Prez, Happiness, and Childish Gambino, Feels Like Summer. Those are the 2 I play every year when I'm excited for the sunny weather and some heat, because I'm sick of the cold that just seems to linger. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Being in Philly, that cold just will not freaking go away.
Yeah. I tell you, spring owed winter some money. He ain't leave till you get paid. He ain't leaving till you get paid.
So those are mine.
Okay. So
those are jams though. She got some jams in there.
Okay, that's
Oh
cool.
yeah, and Too Short. What year was that? Too Short. Now I don't know the name of the song because I think the name of the song is "Say Ho," but I know that's not the name of the song.
It depends
Yeah.
on which Too Short song you talking about.
I don't know the name of it because I think the name of it is "Say Ho," but I know that's not the name of it.
Okay.
But it was "Say Ho." Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
What's the name of the song? You know what
I
I'm
don't know.
talking about?
I don't know a lot of Too Short songs. I never really liked them.
I think it was his first song. I might be wrong, but I know it was the one that you know my cousin Esther. That was our song when that came out. We would sing it like proud, like idiots.
Was you still in high school?
Song. Huh?
Was you still in high school? Because I think because the first time I heard of Too Short was when his album "Life Is Too Short" came out, and then the song, and that was like '88. Yeah, it was '88 for me.
I feel like I was in high school, so that's probably right. I can't believe neither one of you know the name of the song I'm talking about. Somebody has to know the name of the song.
But I'm not sure what song you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I was never a fan.
Lyrics are, "Say ho, yeah you, can I ask you a question? Do you like to fuck?" That's the lyrics to the song.
So that's literally the lyrics to this. Okay, I got nothing. I got nothing. Thank you. Got nothing.
It was on that backseat energy.
I know for me, I know.
You parked down the street. Get the fuck out of here. We met. I don't know you, but we met.
Listen, that was a song we were singing it like it was something to sing. It wasn't, but we did. It was just we were amazed when we were saying these words in the song and they were playing it.
You are the victim here. You are the victim here.
All right, hold on. Now, I know for me, not saving all my love, but the other one. What's Whitney Houston song? Her first two really popular songs. It was "Saving All My Love."
You talking about dancing somebody?
No.
I was gonna say what?
No, dude, not the country son. I'm gonna tell an
You give good love. Hold on. You give good love. Now you give good love really takes me back to 1985 because back then I was listening to the radio. So when you know how you used to use your radio alarm clock to wake up in the morning. So back then you knew what songs were going to come on at what time. You know what I mean? They used to time the songs every day. You knew that they were coming on. So as new songs started to come into rotation, you would notice the changes in what time the songs came on. So when I woke up and I was getting washed and dressed and ready to go to school, "You Give Good Love" came on. I knew that it was coming on somewhere around the time I was about to brush my teeth or wash my face. So, you know, I always remembered that introduction to Whitney Houston from that time. You know what I'm saying? And every time I think about that song, I'm like, yo, in the morning, that morning show, and it would come on like, let's say if I woke up 6 o'clock in the morning, I think I had to be to school like at 8. So if I woke up at 6 o'clock, that song was coming on somewhere around 6:20, 6:25 or something like that. And I couldn't wait till it came on. I was like, yo, this is a good song. So that song always takes me back there. 1985 was a really good year for music. They used to have this.
Was that the same year for Sade?
Well, Sade.
Oh yeah, Sade was outside back in the 80s.
Sade.
When did Your Love Is King?
Sade was crushing it in the 80s, bro.
Sade came out in 85.
She had some jams.
Yeah, she had some jams.
It seems like she came out with Houston at the same time. Yeah.
No, but Kim, here's the funny thing on Whitney, right? like I spend a lot of time in Jamaica, right? And it's like I live in a place where there's like a lot of tourists come around, right? And it's funny where I still go to local shit, but there's still tourists around, right? So it's like when there's tourists around, there's almost like a expectation. I wouldn't say fake, but there's like an expectation to kind of like be Jamaican, you know? Because people come to Jamaica expecting Jamaicans, right?
I mean, yeah, like you go to England.
No, but you know what I mean. It's like you come to New York, you expect New Yorkers. You expect somebody to say, get the fuck out of here. It's just like what it is. But I remember one time we down there, and like there were some tourists there. You know, we're just putting up with them, kind of thing. You know, but you know we're nice. But anyway, finally, like, and you know, we're playing the most like Vibes Cartel and Buju Banton shit, right? Finally, the tourists leave. They close the doors. That motherfuckers put on that Whitney Houston dance with somebody. The most stuck down dance ass nigga. I'm talking about, I'm gonna put down my shotgun and go dance ass nigga.
Wow.
Whitney Houston is a fucking institution in Jamaica. Like an institution. Like you can't, like, dude, you put on that dance with somebody at 4:30 in the morning in Jamaica, bro. It's going down, bro. Like, this is it. This is it.
But it seemed like it was some young girls then, too. Because what year did Shanice come out? I Love Your Smile. That was popular.
I Love Your Smile, that's 94.
No, it wasn't.
Exactly
no, it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
I was the bitch I had a crush on.
No, it could have been 94.
It wasn't. It was 92. It was 92. It was like 92. God damn it. Look,
dude, Shawty's was middle school, and ain't that the same year that ain't that the same time that Kevin Campbell dropped? What is his name? Tevin Campbell.
Tevin Campbell.
Is Tevin Campbell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely in the 90s.
Same time. Yeah. Shawnee's and Tevin Campbell was out at the same time.
Oh yeah,
but it wasn't on 94. It wasn't on 94. By 94, they was both fully blown. Cause Tevin Campbell came out with Can We Talk?
Yeah, you know what's the crazy?
And that was 94.
You know Prince wrote both them records.
Huh?
Like Prince wrote both Tevin Campbell records.
Oh, I mean, that don't surprise me. He didn't write Can We Talk though. No, that was Babyface.
But son, here's my argument. What I'm saying, right? Like Prince by himself ain't never really put up Michael Jackson numbers, right? But if you look at Prince's compiled numbers, right? What he did with The Time or Sheena E or what is it, Pebbles or Tevin Campbell or Sinead O'Connor.
And he still didn't do
them numbers is looking like Michael Jackson numbers.
No, they ain't.
It also brings back some nostalgia to Sinead O'Connor.
Nah, Michael Jackson. No, Michael Jackson was literally.
Sinead O'Connor, dude, nothing compares to you. Sold records, bro.
It sure did.
That song had the country in a grip, bro. That bald-headed bitch.
Yeah, that's a nostalgic song.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's their favorite song.
The thing is, Prince wasn't getting the kind of points that Michael Jackson was getting.
They're both dead, so we can't argue who's richer. Because they're both dead.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about.
Michael Jackson got his records. Prince has a sound. If you think about what is it, Jam? Because Kim's. If you love Janet Jackson, right?
I don't.
What is it? You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what
Listen. No. We still. You're going off script. We're not doing that. Let's stay on the songs that got you through it.
Here's the songs that had me in a chokehold. I'm gonna give you my 3 joints that had me in a chokehold. Right?
No.
First up,
not the ones that had you in a chokehold. Tell me what the songs, where and when the songs were, and what it meant to you. Not just this song was dope.
That's what I'm saying.
All
I'm
right.
not talking about what's popular.
Okay.
When I was a kid, the first time I fell in love, I was 13 years old, right?
Okay.
And this dude named, what is this white man's name? Anyway, he's famous. He wrote Maggie May and, what is this white man's
Rod
name?
Stewart.
Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart did an MTV Unplugged when he sang a song called Have I Told You Lately That I Love You?
Okay.
And that shit there was like, it was pure. It was pure childish love for me.
Okay.
We followed that up. The last time, like a song, I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was probably about, I would say about 19 or 18, right? I first get to college. I ain't going to college, but my girl's in college, so we're in college. And I heard a song by some white boys, some people named Radiohead.
Yeah.
Called The Karma Police.
Okay.
I heard that. I understood that I'm not crazy. I kid you not. Like, that was the first time I realized that the way I'm seeing the world ain't really the world that they're selling back to me. Was what I heard Radiohead's Karma Police.
Okay.
And in terms of the third joint, you know, I think I've matured from there, so I wouldn't say there's really been a joint since. But them two joints right there was like a moment where, like, music, I understood why people make music.
Okay.
Like, because music has the capacity to deliver a very profound message. I like that up. The next time, actually, a song had me in a chokehold, and this was silly. This is when I was engaged, and this is probably maybe 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Beach Boys song called "Wouldn't It Be Nice."
What's the name of the group?
The Beach Boys.
Oh, Beach Boys. Okay.
You ever heard that song? Wouldn't it be nice if we could marry? That shit had me like, because I was in a state of pure love.
Okay.
And I think the point of music is for me. Like, I won't speak for nobody else, but the point of music, like, do you know, like, for example, do you know the easiest way to remember something is by a smell? It's not by sight. It's not by sound, but it's actually a smell. Right? And if you incorporate a smell with a sound, you will never forget that experience. Much more than if you saw it or if you talked about it. Because there are things that makes us human that don't necessarily have rational definitions. Why this thing makes me feel is just a miracle of God. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, to your point,
I think you got a good point when you say the smell part, because it makes me think about in the 90s, early 90s, when Digital Planets came out with
What?
Like,
that is the
Rebirth
first album I've ever bought in my entire life. Digital Planet, Digital Planet, Rebirth, A New Reputation of Time and Space is the craziest fucking album.
Well, the Rebirth is slick. When you say smell, I remember going on a date and the guy played it. This was the first time I heard that song, and I didn't care about being on a date anymore. But I remember he had like patchouli, sage, and it may have been frankincense and myrrh. He had that scent all in his song. I do.
Do you like that kind of shit?
So, yes, I do. And when you just said that, for whatever reason, it just took me back there for a moment. Like, But every time I hear that song now, I think about going on that date. But unfortunately, I don't think about the guy.
And you remember the fucking smell. You remember the smell.
Yeah, I remember the scent.
Do it. Like, listen to me. Nothing, and I mean, not like, do it. Like, it's one thing to look at a photograph of a place, right? Like, it's been studied. I'm not making this up. This is just like a known fact, right? The strongest trigger to memory is smell, because I spend I travel a lot, and when I come to a new town, I gotta breathe that fucker in.
But it seems like it would be sound, because this topic for this show kind of fits that. Like, it seems like because music is more nostalgic.
No, but what I'm saying is, here's what I'm suggesting, right? While we can talk about music because music is something that we can share and we can consume. I cannot sell you a smell, right? But I think, like, it's just like, what it is like, it's not just the music. Like what Son was saying, it's the people you with, right? It's the place you're in.
Ambiance and the atmosphere. Could be.
Yes. And that's why sound, that's why we can talk about sound, because we can't really talk about anything, but we can agree that in this time and this place, this was the energy that we was living on.
All right. Well, you got what's your last song? You got 2 minutes.
I don't even know. I mean, there's a bunch of great songs, but but I think those two. I mean, I like a bunch of fucking like hip hop shit. Like I like LaFleur, Torch Cop, like, you know. But I think those two jams right there, though, like, just in terms of what you were saying on your topic, it's really about that song taking you back to a place, and no matter where you are.
Damn, they got cut off. Is it a sign? Is it a sign? Is it real flash? Shit. I mean, we only got 2 minutes left in the show anyway, so this is what I'm gonna do. Because we not doing overtime tonight. We not doing no OT tonight. But as y'all can see, I wasn't touching nothing, so I didn't cut nobody off. Swear to God, I ain't cut nobody off. I ain't do nothing. Let's do these birthday shout outs. Wait a minute. Let's do this first. All right, let's do the poll question. 22 votes. What kind of music listener best describes you? Walkman, iPod, MP3 person, 23%. Record player, tape, CD person, 18%. Home car, stereo, radio person, 23%. Headphones, earbuds, Bluetooth person, 36%. I'm not surprised that in today's music listeners are listening more in their headphones and stuff like that. What I am surprised is that with the phone companies taking away the headphone jacks and forcing everybody to switch to Bluetooth, I'm surprised that everybody did that. No more wired devices for the most part. There are still some lower end phones that still have a headphone jack, but for the most part, those $1,000, $1,500, damn near $2,000 phones that you have don't have a headphone jack and don't use a memory card. And we've gone through it. I mean, we've gone for this. We've actually allowed them to control everything about how we listen to music, and we didn't fight against it. Sorry about that, Kim. Okay, your last song was was Afro Puffs, Lady. Go puff this stuff with my Afro Puff. Hey, go ahead with your bad self. That's what's up. Yeah, definitely good talk. Good talk from both of y'all. Good talk from both of y'all. Yeah, I think it's wild that these phone companies have reduced their services and charged us more. When iPhone first took away the headphone jack, and they never allowed you to have a memory card, so you've always had to pay more for iPhone, for storage and all of that. I was like, Samsung or I mean, Android users are never gonna go for that. Samsung used to clown iPhone for that, for both of those, the headphone jack and the memory card. How we looking now? All right, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious April 18th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-l. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Julie Brunson. Happy birthday to you. And also Johanna Martinez. Happy birthday. And Anisha Ebony Robinson. Kimberly C. Henry. Marantha Pierre. Precious Ceci. Osborne Abril Osborne. And last but not least, Lady Karma. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious April 18th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo. I sat back and thought of a different time when I used to say a little fresh rhyme. And I thought that the time would come past and I would never have to think about the song again. And it lasts for a minute. Yo, you always think that you can do without something going on, but then you get warned that, yo, you might be torn between one or the other. Yo, I remember a lot of things with my sisters and brothers that I wish I could get back now, but sometimes I can only listen to my headphones and say, wow, I made it through it, got to it. I'ma do it again. Yo, me and my friends win because I insist. So let me put these songs up in my playlist. Before, I wouldn't even make sure that they was my faves. I didn't know how to behave. Yo, for all of my good girls and guys, yo, for the lows and highs, I understand that sometimes you gotta look up to the sky to ask the Most High, why? Why am I here? Why are they gone? How come the days nowadays don't seem as long? I remember 4 years of high school seemed like a life. And now 4 years ain't even time to take a knife out of your back. You stack the dough, but it ain't like it was about 20, 30 years ago. And the flow still keeps on and on, but you ain't freestyle wildin'. I mean, you ain't freestyling. You see these kids out here and they wildin', and it makes you be concerned. Yeah, it's got a lot of knowledge out here you won't learn, and you see them just spinning their wheels on a treadmill. Ew. It makes you feel nasty, makes you want to puke, and you don't understand. I'm reading from Luke, not in the Bible, but I mean lukewarm, because it ain't hot enough. Yeah, but it's still tough. It feels like a piece of chuck steak. And you know, just the other day I went to my man's wake. I said, for God's sake, will it be me? Will I be having on my headphones so I can see a little clear picture? Like when I get with you, I'm thinking this thing, yo, I'm going to throw out the first picture of the game, hit it over the plate, make sure it's out of the park. Yo, I can't wait. until I get back to the times that are better than now. I ain't depressed, but I got a lot of work to do. How will I ever maintain? Stay off of the train. Yeah, I got a car, but sometimes I don't feel like a star. A star in the sky, a sun in the moon. Yo, I'm going to get into a better place real soon, and I hope that I can bring all of y'all with me, because they say misery loves company, but satisfaction loves a party. Yo, I'ma get back. We be back on at 1 o'clock. Okay, look at. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back later on today, 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m., man. So make sure y'all come on through, because we gonna be, you know what I mean? It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, and we gonna be, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be talking about that good stuff. Real good, you know what I'm saying? Real good. I want to thank all of y'all for coming through. Thanks for participating. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for showing love. You know, without a doubt. Thanks, Manifest Reality. Thank you for the super sticker, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all day, every day. No exceptions. So I see y'all tomorrow. You know what I mean? 1:30 p.m. Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Have a good night. Be careful. Holla!